everybody ready? I should say, I'm ready. Ready to learn with you today and have some fun along the way. Ready, set, go! I'm so glad to be with you today. We're going to talk about 4 seasons. What are 4 seasons? Did you know that a season is what happens when the weather changes? When things in our world get different? What are the 4 seasons? Did you know that there's winter? That's when it's rainy and snowy and cold. That's when we wear our jackets. Spring is when the flowers grow, new leaves grow on the trees, and everything is just green and beautiful. And then there's summertime. Summertime is when the sun shines hot and we can play outside and we can go to the beach. There's so many things to do in the summertime. And then fall time. Winter, spring, summer, and fall. In the fall time, that's when the leaves fall out of trees and when it starts cooling down a little bit and we can start wearing jackets again sometimes. Sometimes we get some extra rain to help things and it starts cooling down. Also, that's when you can go to a farm and you can start harvesting tomatoes and cucumbers and pumpkins and apples. Those kinds of things happen in the fall. We're going to talk about all 4 seasons, but we're especially going to talk about fall. Now, the cool thing about fall is it has 2 names. It's fall, and it's also called autumn. Did you know that? That's kind of fun. Autumn is kind of an interesting word, isn't it? Autumn time. Did you know there's a song about that? It goes like this. Let's pretend our hands are leaves. It's autumn time, it's autumn time, the leaves are falling down. It's autumn time, bright colors can be found. It's autumn time, there's yellow, red, and brown. It's autumn time, it's all around the town. When autumn time comes and the leaves start to change, you can see it everywhere. It's so much fun. Now, some places don't have big changes in seasons, and some places do, but it's still fun to know about all of those seasons. That helps us know when it's harvest time, when we can find the things that we need. You know what? Let's take a look at maybe what the seasons look like. The first one, remember, was winter. So let's take a look at winter. Here is a winter picture. Can you see this picture really good? Wintertime, it gets kind of cold. That's when I like to drink hot cocoa with marshmallows. Do you like to drink that sometimes? That warms us up on the inside after we played outside. Some people have snow and they can build snowmen. We like to wear our mittens to keep our hands warm. And there's so many, that's Christmas time. A lot of people like to do Christmas trees and make things with pine cones that fall out of the trees. So it's a little bit colder in the wintertime. After the wintertime is over, things start to warm up and springtime comes. The grass turns green again. Frogs start growing. We get little baby bunnies and horses and cows. Lots of babies are born. Birds start laying eggs in their nests. And it's a good time to start playing games like baseball and soccer. And lots of flowers start growing. That's in the springtime. And also there's lots of rain in the springtime. And it's kind of a warmer rain. It's not so cold anymore. Winter, spring, summer. Let's look at summer. Summer is a fun time. We get to start wearing sandals in the summertime because it gets warm and we don't want our feet to get too hot. Sunglasses are also a good thing in the summertime. And it's fun to eat the fruits like watermelons and cantaloupe and ice cream and stuff like that. Drinking lemonade keeps us cool. We can go to the beach and build things. We can play in our backyards. Summertime is nice and warm. And the last one, winter, spring, summer, fall. Fall is when the leaves start falling out of the trees and things start to be harvested like we talked about. Pumpkins, these are little gourds. They're kind of cute little things that grow. Apples grow on trees. We could get things out of our gardens. Now look at the colors on here. There's a lot of brown, orange, yellow, red, and green. Can you see those? Those are kind of fun colors for autumn time. You know what? We're going to talk about autumn or fall, which is this season. And do you know what we're going to do? We're going to make something with these colors because a lot of trees start turning colors. And we're going to make a hand tree today. Have you ever heard of a hand tree? We're going to make one today. You know what? I think we should sing the song about the seasons. What do you think? Should we do that? There are 4 seasons, 4 seasons, 4 seasons. There are 4 seasons, 4 seasons in a year. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Yes, I can name them all. Winter, spring, summer, fall. 4 seasons in a year. You know all of the 4 seasons. So you know what? Let's talk about autumn time or fall time. That's 2 words, autumn and fall. What do you think they start with? What letter would be autumn? Do you know? It's the first letter of the alphabet. Letter A and lowercase letter A. We're going to stick those right here by our writing road so we can write them capital A and lowercase a. All right, what about fall? Fall. Letter F. Let's put letter F right here. And lowercase letter f will go right by it. Let's take a look at them. A and F. Those are both great letters. You know what? We have a writing road right here. Let's try writing those. I don't know if we're going to have room for both of them. If we don't, we have all this room down here to write it. Capital A goes up, down, and then it has a line connecting it in the middle. So we're going to go up, down, and draw the line right through the middle. Then lowercase is a circle with a line. So it starts in the middle of the writing road. It goes around and then has a little line on the end of it. Capital A and lowercase a. Now let's try capital F. It's got a tall line and goes across, and lowercase goes around and down and across. So let's try that. From the top, across and across. There's capital F, and then lowercase f goes around and down and all the way through it. Capital F and lowercase f. Those are the letters we're going to talk about today. Let's see if we can find A and F right here. We've got an F right there in front. How about that? You know what we're going to do? We're going to mix it inside of our plan right here. We're going to mix all of these up. And let's see if you can name these letters. Let's see if we can find A and F. Okay, can you help me? What's this first one? H, V, good job. Y, S, Q, oh, you're so good at this. L, R, there's letter F. Let's do what letter F says. Oh, fan your face. Can you take your hand, fan your face really good? Can you feel that fun air when you fan your face? If you don't want to use your finger, you could find a piece of paper and gently wave it, and you can fan your face with a paper. All right, now we're gonna need to find letter A. Do you think we can find letter A in here? I don't know. Let's try it. There's our F. You know what? I'm gonna put letter F right here so we can look at it while we're doing our project today. Okay, here we go. T, O, B, Z, M, D, W, C, J, oh, I hope it's in here. Do you hope it's in here? X, there it is, letter A. O, it says to act like an alligator. Okay, I'm going to pretend I have great big jaws like an alligator. Alligators use their jaws to chomp, don't they? Chomp, 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 chomp. Yeah, they use their jaws. Those are awesome animals. Oh, you know what? And I put my A right in the middle. I got to find I so we can put it by our letter F. There we go. Letter A. We'll put F and A right there. Okay. Let's see. We're going to talk about things that fall. And let's look really quick about letter A and letter F. Letter A, ant starts with letter A, and apple starts with letter A, and you know what? Even the alphabet, the ABCs are called the alphabet. Ant, apple, alphabet. Now let's try letter F. Letter F, feet, fingers. Can you wiggle your fingers? Fingers. And fish. Autumn, ant, apple, alligator, fall, feet, fingers, and fish. Those are letters of the alphabet that we're talking about today when we talk about autumn and fall. Okay. So in the fall time, there are lots and lots of trees and their leaves fall off. That's kind of why it's called fall, because things fall. I don't know why it's called autumn. It just is called autumn. And I like singing the autumn time song. So I like talking about that too. And sometimes things are named what they are just because they're named what they are. Now we're going to make a tree, and you might need some help with this because we've got to trace our whole entire hand. All right. This is going to be our tree trunk, and this is going to be the top of our tree. So we're going to need to put our hand on a paper, and we're going to need to trace it. I'm going to trace it with a marker. You can have somebody help you trace your hand. Now, I'm going to try to do it myself. I don't know how it's going to work. Shall we see how it works? Here we go. I'm going to go right up my hand, and I'm going to go in my fingers. And all the way down. Oh, that's kind of a funny looking trunk right there. I might have to make it a little longer. There we go. It's kind of hard to draw your own hand. And look, my fingers got a little bit messy. I'm going to put the lid on. My lid fell on the ground, so I got to get my lid. We always want to snap our lids on so they don't dry out. And then you know what? I better get a wet wipe to wipe off my fingers. I think we can get most of it to come off because we're doing it before it dries up. We don't ever want to really write on our skin because it doesn't come off super good, and we don't want to have marker all over us. All right, now my hand's all clean. You could also use a pen, you could use a crayon, but there we have a tree. Now, sometimes trees have bark on them. So you know what? I'm just going to draw a little lines in there. then you can't see that I made a little mistake. Do we sometimes make mistakes? That's okay. We can make mistakes. Now, what were the colors that we talked about? Yellow, red, brown, orange, and green. Were those the colors that were in our picture? Let's look really quick. Here's our autumn picture. Oh, I have it upside down. We've got red, brown, orange, green, yellow. Those are the colors we're going to use. And you know what? You might have to do a little checking. Now we have our brown tree, but it's going to be a good idea to find some things to put in our tree. So you could find some red and yellow. I've got some scraps right here, some brown and some orange. Now, if you don't have all those and you don't want to go find them, a lot of times you have just plain old white paper. And if you have some plain white paper, you know what you could do with the white paper? You could take your white paper and you could take those same colors. You could take some green. You could make a green paper. Just color a whole bunch of paper right here. And you could cut that out and use that green paper. You could just take it. You've got this right here, and you could take your scissors and you could just cut out this green paper. Now I have some green paper I can use. So that kind of paper would work too. And you could do that with red and yellow and orange and brown. You could use markers or crayons to make your own colors. Like that. That works out great. Another thing you could do, some people have tissue paper at their house. So you could find some red and green or some yellow. You could do some of those kind of papers. Or if you don't have those papers, maybe you could find some pom-poms at your house. You know what? There are all kinds of apples are green, they're red. You could probably find some pom-poms to put in your tree. Something else that are in trees a lot of times are like acorns and nuts. So you could do brown ones. You could even use markers and draw circles. Maybe you have some yarn or some string. You could take those. Or what about maybe some feathers? Anything you can find in those colors, we can glue in our tree. Because we're going to have lots of fun making our tree today. So you know what I'm going to do? I've got some things collected. If you don't have some things collected, you can go get some. You can just pause and go get some. But if you don't, if you already have them, and you have some big scraps, you could turn them into little scraps if you wanted to. So you have littler things. We're going to put them in our tree. And if I put a great big page like this in our tree, would that work very good? No, we'll just cover the whole thing up. So you can cut circles. You could take this and you could cut a circle out of it. You could just go circle and pretend like it was an apple. So if all you had is paper or all you wanted to put in it was paper, there's kind of a circle. Or you could just cut a triangle. So you have lots of shapes and lots of colors. You could also do a rectangle. Could you do a rectangle too? Oops, that went flying away, didn't it? So whatever shapes you want to use, get some things and we're going to glue them in our tree. Can you do that? All right. Then we're for sure going to need our glue. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the lid off my glue. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to put some glue on this part of my tree. And I'm going to start sticking some things in my tree. I think I might want to do one of those. Oh, you know what? The thing about those, we're going to have to dip it in the glue and kind of squish it around a little bit so it has a little extra glue. to stick it in the tree. I think that'll work a little better. Okay, and let's take some of this. And you know what? I'm going to put some glue right here and some glue down here. Let's take some orange and put in there. And oh, here's my green that I colored. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? We're going to stick that on there. And oh, I need a string on there. I got to do a little more glue, and I'm going to stick a string on there. And oh, how about a feather? Should I stick a feather on there? Now, is yours looking different than mine? We don't have the same things, so you're going to need to do yours a little bit different than mine. They're going to be all different because we're different. We're not the same as each other. We have to keep adding glue, and we have to keep putting things in there. Oh, here's a paper I tore off. I'm going to stick that in there. We're going to keep adding glue. And we're going to add all around our hands. We're going to stick all kinds of things on there. I want a green one right here. And maybe a red one. And an orange one. And my glue keeps drying, and when it dries, we have to get some new glue. Oh, yeah. Oh, I got another one of these. I got to put it in here, another little pom-pom. I'm going to stick it on there. I think I'm going to stick that right up here in the middle. So we got another one on there. Let's see. Let's do some red. Oh, I need a little more yellow. I don't have hardly any yellow over here. Let's stick some more yellow over here. And you know what else? When things fall out of our tree, they fall down on the ground. So you know what? I'm going to put some things down on my ground too. I think we want some things down on the ground also. You know what? I'm running out of things. So you know what I'm going to have to do? I need to cut some more. Can you keep cutting more? We can cut as many as we want to because we can put as many things in our tree as we want to put in our tree. I'm going to do some over on this side over here. Let's see. Oh, how about a little feather? And I need a couple of strings. Oh, my string isn't sticking very good. Now, sometimes it takes a little while for them to dry. So if you pick up your picture, it might fall a little bit. So you might have to be careful. What do you think? Does that look like an autumn time tree? Okay, while you're finishing gluing, I'm going to read you a story called How I Learned to Fall from Trees. It's right here. I'm going to show you the page. How I Learned to Fall Out of Trees. She's upside down and he's watching. And look at all the leaves in this book. There are lots of leaves. How I Learned to Fall from Trees. She's in a tree and he's watching. This is kind of a silly book. It's by Vincent X. Kirchner. And Kirch wrote all about leaves and how to fall. Now, do we normally fall out of trees? But this girl showed him a safe way to fall out of trees, if there's any such thing. Let's read it and see. When Adelia told me she had to move, she was up in her favorite tree. Roger, before I go, I'm going to teach you how to climb a tree. What if I fall? Then I'll teach you how to fall. Is there a way to fall? Adelia started collecting all the soft things she could find. To climb a tree, find a branch that's not very far from the ground. She collected things that we had discovered together. Shimmy up the trunk and don't turn back. She collected things we found to make forts. Look, pillows and blankets. reach out and grab hold of a branch. She collected things that we love to play with, stuffed animals and toys. Hang on tight with both of your hands. She collected things that were supposed to be thrown away. Oh, look at all those boxes, the stuffed animals. When you're ready, climb up to the branch. She collected things that we used to dress up in the winter. Take it one branch at a time. Oh, look, they're all collected in these boxes. It was time to start packing. Be careful. Don't hurry. That's how simple it is to climb a tree. Look at all those things they've collected. What if I fall? Falling will be easy. Letting go will be the hard part. Oh, sometimes people that we love do move away, but they always leave something special for us, a special memory or some special times. On the day that Adelia moved away, I went back to her favorite tree. Climbing was easy. Oh, look, he's all climbed up there, but now he's a little worried. Letting go was not so easy. Adelia made certain that falling was the easiest part of it. Look at all the stuff they put underneath the tree for him to fall into. The end. Before she climbed up the tree, she got it ready. Sometimes in the fall, there's so many leaves that you can make a big pile of leaves and fall right into the leaves. Sometimes you need to make sure that you have those things there. And sometimes you might just have to climb back down this tree instead of actually falling out of it. But they made it so there was a big pile of soft things to fall out of. I had so much fun making my fall tree with you. I love it. You know what? Let's sing the autumn song one more time. It's autumn time, the leaves are falling down. It's autumn time, bright colors can be found. It's autumn time, there's yellow, red, and brown. It's autumn time, it's all around the town. How about this one? Let's do some more. We're gonna do the leaves are falling. Leaves are falling all around, on the housetops, on the ground. Leaves are falling on my nose, on my head, my hands and toes. Could you reach your toes? Leaves fall out of the trees in fall and autumn. And they are so fun. Now you have something to hang up, so while you're watching the leaves change, you know what to look for. I hope you had as much fun as I did. I love being with you because you do amazing things. You are incredible. See you later, alligator. In a while, crocodile. You're awesome, possum. See you soon.